As saying goes, a rich man with bad mood can feel destitute, versus poor man with good mood, rich beyond words. To a surprising degree, mood affects our being. So today's practice focuses on mood. The video is designed to lift a spirit. We chant, we visualize, practice balancing poses, calming sound exercise, and ends with Shavasana, deep state of rest. When you are ready, come to the mat and sit in cross-leg position. I forgot to mention before we start, make sure you keep a block handy. Just single block will do. If you have two, just keep two with you. Sit upright. Now, when you are in cross leg position, bring your hands next to your hips. Observe where your sitting bones are. Feel free to move your buttock flesh away so that you feel your sitting bones on the ground. Sit even and extending through the sides of your trunk. That means you literally visualizing that you are extending your torso up towards the ceiling. Have a look at the front of your torso, shortening it. You are creating length there while lifting the torso up. Use your hands as support to achieve that. Then bring your hands in prayer position, Namaskar Mudra, to your chest. Close your eyes. We'll begin with chant of 3 ohms. Before each chant, you take deep inhale. Inhale. Without opening your eyes, think about the words you associate with yourself for being present in today's session, while also handling all the demands that life has to offer: kids, work, daily chores, family life. Recognize dedication and positive choice you have made to take control of your health and mind. Come up with 3 positive words that you want to associate with your positive choice. Repeat those words twice in your head. Just for example, I'm strong today. I'm dedicated with my practice and admire that. I take care of my well being and I'm responsible. Bring your attention back to your breath. With each inhale, lift the chest up. Feel your sitting bones on the ground. Lift through your lower back to sit upright, to sit straight. Without opening your eyes or without looking, just observe what's the alignment of your back, your torso. Are you leaning back or forward? If so, just bring your torso in the center. With exhalation, draw your shoulders back and down towards the ground. Allow your face to relax. Quieten behind your eyes. Any frown lines at your forehead, let them go. Gentle smile on your face. Visualize your happy face, which is relaxed, and there is gentle smile on it. Slowly bring your hands onto your thighs, open your eyes, raise your arms up, interlock your fingers right up to the web. Bring your thumbs in line with your fingers, change the direction of your palms so that palms are facing towards the screen, and slowly raise your arms up. When you raise your arms up, maintain that lift you have in your torso, lift the chest up. Observe the opening that you are creating in your shoulders, in your chest. Breathe, don't hold the breath. Slowly bring your arms down. Change the interlace of your fingers. Bring the opposite little finger at the front and then raise your arms up. Just turn your head and have a look at your arms, your palms. Make sure your thumbs and little finger are even towards the ceiling and your arms are straight at the elbows. Opening at the palms, palms are not curved. Move your head back looking straight. Bring your arms down and come up standing. We'll begin with a small sequence to warm ourselves up. Come at the front of the mat and stand in Tadasana with feet hip width apart. Arms at your sides, looking straight. Observe where your toes are and what's the alignment of your toes. Let them spread. And without looking at your toes, lift your toes, span them, create distance between each toe, and then place them back onto the ground. Observe what's the alignment of your body weight on your feet. Bring the evenness of your body weight onto your feet. That means pressing evenly at the heels and the ball of your feet. Let the fingers of your hands straighten. Inhale and raise your arms up. Exhale and bend forward. Bring your hands onto the ground, back in concave shape. Open the back of your legs. We are just starting, so be easy. And then walk back towards the downward dog. Now, when you are in downward dog, make sure your hands are shoulder distance apart and your feet are hip width apart. Breathe, don't hold the breath. Come forward to high plank position. Then go back to downward dog. Let's do 2 more times. Keep breathing. Come forward to high plank position. Feel the transfer of weight on your hands. Press here all the fingers well onto the ground. Go back to downward dog. Last time. Back to high plank. Relax your face. Observe the sensations in your arms, in your hands. Back to downward dog. And walk your legs towards your hands. Come to forward bend, Uttanasana. You have option here. If you have 2 blocks handy, then you can place your hands on the blocks and bring your back into the concave shape, or you can have your hands onto the ground. Here, you're trying to open the back of your legs to the extent you can. Don't force yourself. Slowly come up. Back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Take a breath here. Normal breath. Let's repeat. We'll do 2 more rounds. Actually, let's do 3 more rounds of this small sequence. Inhale and raise your arms up. Exhale and bend forward. Come to concave shape. Press your feet well onto the ground. Make sure you're not heavy at the balls of your feet or on your toes. Be even. So move your body weight back onto heels as well. Then walk your legs back. Come to downward dog. This time when you are in downward dog, pay attention to your hands. Distance between your fingers, let them spread. Press the first finger, little finger and thumbs well onto the ground. and observe how that helps to have solid and strong foundation through your arms for your downward dog, and using that strength in the arms to move your torso, your upper body more towards your thighs. On next exhale, come to high plank position. Stay here for a breath and back to downward dog. Let's do 2 more times. On your own time, on exhale, come forward. Take a breath here. Make sure your hips are not sinking towards the ground. Back to downward dog. Last iteration. Come to high plank. Back to downward dog. Now, when you are in downward dog here, take a deep breath and slow exhale and walk your feet towards your hands. Come back to forward bend, Uttanasana in concave shape of your back. Relax your face, gentle smile. Your hands or fingers onto the block. Observe your weight on your feet. Bring your attention back here and now, and then rolling each vertebra at a time to come up into mountain pose, Tadasana. Looking straight. Bring your attention back to your breath, normal breath. One more breath here. On next inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale and bend forward. Now you know the drill. Bring the same instructions in your head where your back needs to be. Open the back of your knees to maintain the legs straight. Walk back to downward dog. Moving your hips more towards the wall behind. And pay attention to your feet. Make sure your heels, your ankles are not rolling in or out. They are in line with your knees. You are equally heavy on the thumbs and your little toes, not rolling your feet in or out. Come to high plank position. Stay here for a breath. Press all the fingers well onto the ground to have that solid strength from your arms for your high plank. Come back to downward dog. Move back on exhale to high plank. Keep breathing, don't hold the breath, especially when you are in high plank. Slightly engage your abdomen, that means bringing your navel in towards your spine, but not squeezing your abdomen. Back to downward dog. Take a deep breath here. When you take a deep breath, feel that expansion at your chest, at the back of at your back rib cage, and the sides of your chest. So feel your lungs with the air. Imagine your lungs are like balloons, and then exhale gently as if you're saying or pronouncing Om. Walk your legs towards your hands, back to forward bend, Uttanasana. Keep breathing, don't hold the breath. Keep lifting the front of your thighs up towards your hips to have that grip and the alertness into your forward bend, Uttanasana. Then slowly come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Scan your body, observe the sensations, maintain the lift in the chest, draw your shoulders back towards the wall behind and down towards the ground. release and relax. Next, Vasishthasana, named after sage Vasisht. Come to the mat in kneeling position, move the blocks aside, and when you get into Vasishthasana, you want to have your hand slightly away from your shoulder. So it's not in line with your shoulder, your hand is slightly away from your shoulder. So it's like angled, and your hand is roughly in line with the center of your feet. And again, spread your fingers to have the good balance, press them well onto the ground, and your top arm is at your side, or you can raise it up. Breathe, don't hold the breath. Stay here for one more breath. Slowly bring your arm down. Come back to kneeling position, and let's change. Let's do the opposite side. Once more, observe your hand it's slightly away from your shoulder. Your hips are not sinking towards the ground like this. Lift them up so that you are even through both the sides of your trunk, arm at your side, or lift it up, bring it in line with the shoulder. Keep looking straight, move your head back, relax your face, breathe, don't hold the breath. Feel that strength that you're using from your abdomen, from your core, from your arm to maintain the lift. Slowly come back to kneeling position and change. Let's repeat. Observe your alignments. This time when you get into the pose, pay special attention to where your hips are. So your hips, your knees, and your trunk, your torso are in line. So if your hips are sinking, see, they are not in line. So you want to lift the hips up, so your side is one line and you're even from both the sides of your trunk. Raise the arm up, move your head back. Few breaths here. You're building a lot of strength in your arm, in your core, at the side of your body. Enjoy that process where you are creating the strength. Slowly come back to kneeling position and change. Move your head back, relax your face. Once you're stable, raise your arm up. Your fingers of your top arm, let them spread, not curling them, let them spread. Arm is straight and your shoulder is not going towards your ears. Allow it to be away from your ears, creating space from your shoulders, between your shoulder and ear. Observe where your chest is, not compacting, not rounding, open and lifted, lifting the hips up. The last one breath here. Slowly bring your top arm down, back to kneeling position, and come to forward Virasana, Adho Mukha Virasana. Your knees are towards the side edges of your mat and your toes are pointing towards each other, but they are not on top of each other. They are very close to each other. And then you move your torso between your legs, bring your your forearms onto the ground, and rest your forehead onto the ground. Feel free to take a block to rest your forehead, and then arms at the sides. Breathe, pay attention to breath. Normal breath, you don't have to change it. Just bringing your attention to your breath. Where do you feel the breath? At the tip of your nose, in your throat, in your chest. On next exhale, come up standing and stand on the block. Make sure when you stand on the block, your toes are in line with the front edge of the block. So just have a look here. Make sure your toes are not passing the front edge of the block. They are just in line with the front edge of the block. And your feet are together. Yeah, it requires it requires balance. You have to balance on that small block. So if for some reason you are not able to do that, then take one more block. Keep both the blocks next to each other and then stand on them, making sure that your toes are not passing the front edge of the block. Squat down, bring your hands onto the ground and hands are shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers just like we did in downward dog and high plank position to have better balance. And your inner thighs are pressing onto your upper arms, not on your elbows, on your upper arms, more towards your shoulders. Press them well, and your hands are not close to your body, they are slightly away. So we are moving towards Bakasana, crow pose. You're on your balls of your feet and your toes, slightly transferring the body weight towards your hands by lifting your heels up, pressing your thighs, inner thighs well onto your upper arm, and go back. Let's repeat this three more times. Pressing your thighs well onto your upper arms, transfer your body weight onto your hands, take a breath, and come back. Last two times. Go forward, keep breathing, don't hold the breath. Feel that strength you are creating in your hands, in your wrist, in your arms. Come back. Last round. Lift the knees up. Lift the inner thighs up towards the shoulders. Press them well onto upper arms and then go forward. Breathe. Don't hold the breath. Come back to the block. Come up standing. Back to Tadasana. Standing on blocks. Allow Tadasana to bring your awareness back to your breath. And squat down again. Let's repeat. This time we get into the full pose. That means lifting the toes away from the block. If you're not sure, just maintain your toes onto the blocks and transfer your body weight onto your hands just like we did. When you're ready, inhale. On exhale, transfer your body weight onto your hands. Keep breathing. Don't hold the breath. Stay here for two more breaths. Slowly bring your toes back onto the block. Let's do it one more time. Come on, we do this together. Adjust your alignments. Place your hands at the right distance. Press your inner thighs well onto your upper arms. That's what gives you better support. So make sure you're pressing your inner thighs well onto your upper arms and then slowly transferring body weight and lifting your toes. Breathe, don't hold the breath. Slow and steady. You're creating a lot of strength in your arms, in your hands. This is arm balance. Well done. Last breath here. Slowly transfer your weight back onto the block. Move a block aside and come back to forward virasana. Resting pose, knees at your sides. Move your torso between your legs. You can use the block to rest your forehead, or you can have your forehead onto the ground. Your choice. This time when you are in forward virasana, allow your hips to sink towards your heels and create the length in your trunk at the sides of your waist, sides of your trunk to have long straight spine. To have straight spine, you want to take a block underneath your forehead that gives you long and straight spine. Pay attention to the breath and observe with each breath how your abdomen pushes against your inner thighs. On next exhale, come up. It's time to practice headstand. So come to the kneeling position. Interlock your fingers right up to the web. If you use the wall to do your headstand, then be against the wall and your hand should be just an inch away from the wall if you're using the wall. Interlock your fingers right up to the web. Place your hands onto the ground and your elbows are not at the sides but they are in roughly underneath your shoulders. Bring the crown of your head onto the ground, back of your head touches inside of your palm. Lift the knees up, lift the hips up. And then walk your feet more towards your head direction. Get stable here. Press your forearms well onto the ground to lift the shoulders. Make sure shoulders are not dropping towards the ground. Relax your face, relax your throat, relax your jaw. And once you are stable here, lift your legs up into headstand. Feet together, knees together, thighs together. Now once you are up, once more, press your forearms well to lift the shoulders up. Imagine as if you have a block between your feet and you are lifting it up towards the ceiling, and along with that you are lifting your buttocks up towards the ceiling. So in other words, buttocks are not dropping towards the ground, no curve at your low back. Tendency is to push the rib cage forward. If you are one of them who does that, then bring the rib cage in, having one straight line. Last few breaths here. Pay attention to your breath. Pay attention to the strength that you are building into your arms, into your shoulders, into your core. Admire yourself for staying up in the pose to build the strength to take control of your well-being. Admire your commitment. And you're feeling good about this. On next exhale, slowly bend both the knees, bring them close to the chest, and land one or both the feet back onto the ground. Bring your knees to the ground, move back, and come to forward virasana in resting pose. Cross your hands and bring them in front of your heads, placing your palms on top of each other, allowing your upper back to spread. Allow your arms, your shoulders to relax. Last two breaths here. When you are ready, come up, and it's time to practice handstand. So, sorry, half handstand. So what are we going to do is we are going to use the wall to practice half handstand. So yes, you need to be against the wall. Take a block, sit in Dandasana, and your feet are against the wall. This is to measure the distance for half handstand, and place a block where your hips are, and your hands will be where your hips are at this point. So keep a block here, turn, and bring your hands, your palms, where the block is or in line with the block. So where your hips were, and your hands are shoulder distance apart, spreading your fingers well onto the ground, but having equal distance between all the fingers. Lift your knees up, bringing your hips back towards the wall behind. Bring your stability and attention to the breath, not holding the breath. And when you are ready, walking your legs onto the ground, onto the wall. Bring them bring them parallel to the ground. So angle between your legs and torso is roughly 90 degrees. A lot of strength from your arms. Keep them straight. Last one breath here. And we'll repeat. So if your hands you feel are too close to the wall, feel free to move them slightly towards the wall at the front. But if you move them a lot, then you will not have the right support and the right angle between your legs and the torso that we want. So try not to move them too away from the wall. When you are ready, get up and bring your legs onto the wall. Your legs are parallel to the ground. Arms are straight at the elbows. Breathe. Don't hold the breath. Last 3 breaths here. Slowly walk your legs down towards the ground. Well done. Come to forward virasana. Cross your arms at the front of your head. Allow your arms to relax. Allow your shoulders, your back to relax. On next exhale, come up and lie on your back with your heels next to your hips. The soles of your feet close to your hips, arms at your sides, paying attention to your breath without changing it. Relax your face, relax your jaw. We'll do few hip raises here. So pressing your feet well onto the ground. On exhale, lifting the hips up and then bringing them down towards the ground. Let's do 6 repetitions of these. On exhale, lift the hips up, pressing your feet well onto the ground and then bring it down. 2, come up. 3, go down. 4, come up. 5, come down. 5, come down. And last rep. Stay here for 3 breaths. Pay attention to the breath. Press your feet well onto the ground to lift the hips higher towards the ceiling. Press your toes, inner and outer edges of your feet well onto the mat. Slowly bring your hips down onto the ground. Straighten your legs and wiggle them side by side to release any tension or tightness in your legs. Allow your arms to relax. When you are ready, turn to your side and come up and sit in cross leg position. Sit upright, sit tall. Use your hands. Use your hands beside your hips to sit upright. Relax your jaw, relax your face. Once you're sitting upright, let's prepare for practicing calming sound exercise. Humming bee breath, Brahmari pranayam. Brahmar means bee, that's why the name of the pose. Bring your hands, your first finger on your forehead, your middle finger on your eyes, your ring finger next to your nostrils, and your little finger outside of your mouth or just above your upper lip. And use the thumbs to close your ears. Your elbows are not towards the front, are at the sides. Maintain that lift in the torso that we had earlier at the start of the class while chanting Om. So pressing your sitting bones well onto the ground to maintain that lift. If you're not sure about Brahmari Pranayam, then this is what we do. We inhale, take deep inhale, and then we produce humming sound like this. In slow exhale, and then before next round, you again take deep inhale and do humming sound. When you are ready, take deep inhale. We do 2 more rounds of these at your own speed. When you are ready, take deep inhale. Last round. Maintain your eyes closed. Slowly bring your hands onto your thighs. Stay here for few normal breaths. Observe your breath. Maintain the lift in the chest. Allow your shoulders to drop. Without opening your eyes, come to the lying position. If you are in the region or part of the world where weather is cold, then feel free to get up and take few blankets or put a blanket underneath you and take a blanket on top of you to maintain yourself warm. We are practicing Shavasana, deep state of rest. Allow your legs to roll in or roll out. Allow your arms to relax. Find a position that suits to your arms, to your legs. They can be at the sides, palms facing towards the ceiling or palms facing towards the ground. Your choice. Create that length in your torso, in your legs. Feel to move side by side to create that length, that position where there is no tension or tightness in your body. And once you are settled, bring your attention to your breath. Any frown lines at your forehead, let them soften. Quieten behind your eyes. Relax your jaw, no clenching of your teeth. Scan your throat, scan your neck to see if there is any tension or tightness. Let it go. Release your shoulders, release your chest. Let it sink towards the ground. Allow your arms to be soft and quiet. Straighten your fingers and then let them come to their natural shape. Any tightness in your lower back, just pay attention to that and see if you can let it go on an exhale. So you visualize that on exhale, you're letting the tightness disappear. Scan your feet and your toes. See if there is any holding or tension. Let them just relax. Allow your knees to be quiet and soft. Imagine whole of your body is melting into the mat. You have no form or shape or weight. Bring your attention back to your breath. Bend your arms and bring your hands onto your lower front ribs. Bend your legs and bring the soles of your feet onto the mat. Turn to your right or left side and stay there for a breath or two before you come up. Take support of your hand to come up. Maintain your eyes closed and sit in cross-leg position. Sit upright. Take support of your hands to sit upright. Bring your hands to your chest in Namaskar Mudra prayer position. Relax your face. Relax your jaw. With exhale, allow your shoulders to move back and down towards the crown. Take this opportunity to thank yourself for being engaged in the practice, to take control of your health and mind. Celebrate this small win of your day with gentle smile on your face. Slowly move your chin towards the chest, bringing your head forward. Namaste and thank you. Move your head back. Open your eyes. Release your hands onto your thighs. See you next time. Till then, be your best version.